Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Radio Free Wall Street, the only show in finance that tells you the real deal. Now, this one is a very important show. It's very timely because we're at the 10th anniversary of Lehman Brothers collapse. And I want to tell you that the day we came the closest to losing the financial system in history. We will lose it this next time. Contrary to all, we got safeguards now. No one's afraid of the big bad wolf. Hello! Bullshit. We got twice the debt. We have all the CDOs and all that leverage debt. It's still there. The quality of debt has fallen dramatically. The amount of debt has tripled. It's back to the Lehman moment all over again. Oh, God. We're going to make so much money. Yeah. See? You're going to lose everything. You're going to wipe your punk ass out. No, I'm not going to, because I know the financial system is secure, and Slam and Damn, a broker told me that. Yeah, you're called raw meat, and we got to feast on you. Oh, they're going to eat your lunch and spit you out their backside. And you are going to suffer, and you're going to pay everything because you're the sucker. You're the idiot. You're the fool. Bottom line is, they didn't fix the financial system. There's not more capital. There's less. There's not less bad debt. There's more bad debt. The quality of credit in the system is deteriorated, and they got what they call the shadow banking system. Well, I don't know what that is. It's okay. Sounds like a shadow. Oh, shadow. So what basically do? Well, they're making idiots out of the masses. It is incredible what's going on out here. The shadow banking system works like this. What you do is you put all the good paper on your bank's books, okay? And the auditors who are who are completely inadequate, don't know what the hell they're doing, overworked, cannot audit $1 trillion bank. They can't find the bathroom in those colossal things, never mind where the bodies are buried. The financial system is gone apeshit wild. They are doing whatever they want to do. They are holding massive amounts of bad debt. And the basic situation is, hear my words carefully. The banking system has more debt than ever before. Huge amount of bad, low-level corporate debt. The quality of debt is the lowest it's ever been, and there's massive quantities of it. Now, one of the techniques they use is what we call the shadow banking system, and that is where your banker buddy doesn't loan money on shit mortgages with no down payment and no financial statement, no tax return. They set up a household finance unit. They set up another division of the bank that is out of the reach of regulators that is writing all this bogus mortgage. So the bank is in compliance. You know, we know our borrower, and we know, we're in good shape here, okay? Regulators can't get at it. And these special purpose entities that are loan money through complicated instruments that the auditors can't even find, with shell corporations on top of corporations that can't be audited, are now doing the dirty work. And they're loaning out all this. Well, why is the bank doing it? Because they can get so much money. In other words, when you got a deadbeat broke guy, I work here at the steel mill, and steel's great again, and I just got back from the Trump rally, and my buddy Oreo, well, he had an F-150 pickup truck. I gotta have one too. It's so good looking. And yeah. Well, no problem. It's $75,000. Well, a little problem. No problem. Friendly car finance. We never met a guy that we didn't want to give money to. Are you a real man? I am a real man. Oh, I'm a real man. Well, okay, fine. If you're a real man, then we're going to loan you because a real man's got to have a real pickup truck. So what happens is I'm sure you go to town, right? And you go to the McDonald's and you go to Walmart parking lot, and all these minimum wage people got like brand new shiny cars and shit. You go, how the hell they do that? And then they got the Bass Boat in the Yard. Bass Pro Shop makes a little financing deal for them. And these are all the special purpose entities that are loaning vast amounts of money to people who can never pay back. And the corporate was the same. You got loser-boozer corporations that are never going to make a profit. Elon Musk's spaceman car. Whoa, dude. Whoa. I've been working so hard, man. I'm in the factory sleeping on a cot, man. Whoa, we're making cars in tents, dude. Yeah, and it's the car of the future. It's an electric car. Whoa, how far out, dude? That's who you want to loan $1 billion every quarter to so you can stay in business? Yeah. All right. And then you got this company called Mercedes. I guarantee you they own a bunch of stoners over in Stuttgart, and I guarantee you they know how to make a car, and they know how to deliver a product, and they're going to stick that battery up Elon Musk's ass, okay? He's going to glow in the dark. And the reason why is that's going to power his little spacesuit because he's going to Mars. In fact, I think he was there the other day on that TV show. Oh, wow, dude. Mars is so cool. We're going to have a whole new civilization there. Whoa. Okay, so it's like you sit there and you go, this is who these hedge funds are loaning money to? This is the dream of the future? Right. Let me know how that shit's going to come out, okay? So what I'm telling you is the system is full of debt. It's full of bad debt. It's full of a shadow banking system. The two biggest shadow banking systems in the world are in China, and they are in the USA. The USA, well, how'd it happen? Well, 10 years of free money. You see, if you want money, you can't get it. Banker Bob, he can get all the money he wants. He's in compliance, and I know my borrower, and I know my accountant, and we got Form 32.3 and 37.5, CFCC, and what they can do is they can out-paper shuffle, they can out-regulate the regulators, they can out-comply. And so what happens is because they have this huge department of thousands and thousands of paper pushers just satisfying the regulations. Now, you might say the regulations are tough. The regulations don't exist. It's all a paper game. It's all a confidence game. Yeah, we returned confidence to the system. Lehman could never happen again. No, never. The banking system is solid. It's on a granite foundation. It is the greatest financial system in the world, and the chance of wipeout is zero. In 2 years from now, you're going to see banks dropping dead like flies hit with a can of Raid. We're talking gas chamber execution style for the banks of the world. In fact, it's already started. Now, it gets uglier than that because what's happening is all of these institutions are out of the realm, out of the vision of regulators, if the regulators knew what they were regulating. And see what happens. They can go to some small little shit, your neighborhood little bank there. Yeah, there's a country Roy Rogers here, and we're our friendly neighborhood bank. And this guy's getting trashed. They got regulators up his ass. He has to meet regulations. He has no compliance department. He can't do shit. Everything he does is wrong, okay? That's why the neighborhood banks are a joke. The big boys, the trillion-dollar enterprises, they've got armies of former regulators, by the way, who work for them, and former directors of regulating agencies. And they know how to do the paper chase. They know how to do it. And the secret is that what's happened is there's two banks. There's the real bank that the regulators are looking at that is marginal at best. And then there is the secret bank. That is the special purpose entities. That's the shadow bank. And those are the guys that are making all the shit loans. And so you've got commercial credit and CDOs and these massive amount of instruments that have no chance of being paid back. Now, you want to hear the really good part for a guy like me? And you, the guys that, what is it? Trillions of dollars papers coming due in the next couple of years. And the money's not there. See, when the Fed was pumping money into the system, it was party time. Free money. Fed buying every shit instrument in the books, swelled their balance sheet, what, to $10 trillion of the truth be known? Well, that is reversing. Not only are they not loaning more money into that shit, but they're taking money out of the system. Hear that sucking sound? Well, that's the capital leaving the system. And that's why rates are going higher. And that's why the yield curve is inverting. Why? Well, people want to lock in long-term debt because they know a crisis is coming. Smart money. I mean, it's stupid money. Oh, Donald Trump's really great, and I'm getting a 40-year mortgage now. They told me I get a 40-year variable rate mortgage, and I'm going to lock it in because I'm going to buy this $1.5 million 3-bedroom slab house because it's such a bargain. Okay? And so the stupid money's buying $30,000 properties for hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. So that why? Because there's so much money in the game. There was so much money chasing it, right? Because people are. I mean, if you try to talk to your family member about, well, don't you think 2 brand new pickup trucks and a Toyota all on payments a mistake? No, I'm working. The wife's working. Well, the mortgage payment is taking half your. Yeah, but we're on the property ladder. Well, yeah, but suppose the property prices go down. No, property prices always go up. See, that's the secret. When you're on the property ladder, you buy this $30,000 house that's now $1 million, and the secret is it'll be worth $3 million, and then you make $2 million you put in your pocket. See, so it's worth it to struggle because if you rent, you don't have anything. But by buying, you on the property ladder, and they believe this shit, okay? And their whole life is based on a massive credit. Now the dealers are maxed out. And the slightest little shit, like Donald Trump starting a trade war with China and foregoing, we're the largest employer in the manufacturing sector in America. We pay the highest wages of anyone. We have the most factories in America, and you're giving me shit because I want to assemble a little shitbox car in China? Screw you. We can't make it work. we're marginal in our money. See, automobile manufacturers employ a lot of people. And because they got themselves into the trap of having to produce a new model every year, they're constantly going through these design changes. Now you add a regulation to it, and then you add Bozo the clown, Donald Trump. Bozo, that's an insult to Bozo. Bozo, I'm sorry. Hey, we got Donald Trump, Trump in his bullshit, and the fact of the matter, they can't make money. What saved the U.S. automobile industry, what they don't tell you is Mexico. The fact that we could get the U.S. automobile manufacturers going down to Mexico and at least diversifying some of their production where they could average in low Mexican rates and high U.S. rates meant that they could survive, just survive. The return on equity is ridiculous in the car business. Elon Musk? With his battery wonder? The problem is that he is basically against an economic time bomb. Number one, the U.S. manufacturers, the European manufacturers have got to find a product people want. Okay, they are under enormous pressure. If people want a battery car, as stupid as it is, they'll give it to them. And because they've got economies of scale, they are huge companies. They are experts in manufacturing, putting plants together. They're eating their lunch. They're eating their lunch. So we're in a situation where all of a sudden the numbers don't work. All of a sudden the tariffs are biting. Because remember, that's just not tariffs on the cars. Donald Trump is also putting tariffs on the foreign car parts that come in. So now all of a sudden you're suffering in that. Okay, well, all right, we'll assemble the car in America, Donald. Okay, get off my ass. Well, now Donald goes, well, what about those parts? Well, we got to buy them from Mexico. The Mexican parts are half the price. Chinese parts are 25% of our costs. We can't afford to make all the sub-assemblies in America. Yeah, you can, because America's great again, and I declared I'm great again, and I am her dictator, la Presidente de Mundo, buddy. Screw with me, just see what happens. So, but you guys absolutely cuckoo insane. His own people are saying he's cuckoo insane. So now you've got a shadow banking system in global competitiveness. Let me explain global competitiveness. Basically, what is the difference between China and India and Mexico and the United States? It's all the level of income of the people, okay? And that level of income reflects a situation that there's disparity between prosperity in countries. So if you go to a country where, by the way, semiconductor people did it 40 years ago, the reality is that you go to a country where they treat you really well. You have an intelligent labor force that's grossly underpaid. So you pay them a little more. Now you've got a fantastically built product. You are extremely competitive because the people who are locked in manufacturing in Europe and the United States are paying a much higher rate. So this is globalization. And globalization has been going on since the Dutch sent boats to China to get China, what's called China, plates and dishes because they were cheaper there and bring them back. So it's not like it's something new. The problem is this. You've got a situation where all of a sudden nobody's accounting for what happens when you try to undo global trade. Okay, it's a bad trade deal. They're taking advantage of great America. Okay, America's great, and they're taking advantage of it, okay. We understand that, and we know you're great, and Donald, you're great. The problem is, it's just not simple. The problem is, how do you unhook from it? Are you willing to pay 25% from all the shit in Walmart store and have it made in America and just as shit is made in China? Exactly where does this go? Now, here's the deal. I'm going to show you why you can become vastly wealthy. You got President Day Shithead, okay? You got a wooden head guy. You got a guy who doesn't know anything about anything, okay? He's president. Now, not knowing anything about anything being president is pretty common with the people that win the beauty contest. But normally they're intelligent enough to go, yeah, I don't know nothing, but maybe I ought to hire somebody who knows something so he can write a good speech for me. I don't feel like an idiot. Okay, Gerald. So don't bump your head. So what's happened is presidents in the past have had a woefully low standard. Why? Well, because the American public don't know how to pick their presidents. The public of America is really not that well educated. So therefore you got uneducated people, And it's a showman. It's like, la da 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 da. Oh yeah, wow, man. Hey, he's so cool. Did you see him on the Tonight Show? Whoa, they fluffed up his hair. So they're falling for this stupid publicity stunt instead of saying, well, now wait a minute. We'd like to see more detail about your economic policies. Yeah, I'm making America great again. So it's dumb shit people are putting dumb shit people in office. Always a great fear that the framers of our democracy had. So, in the past, the dumb shit people would surround themselves by whatever the political persuasion was, people who were intelligent. Now, you may have not agreed with their point of view, but they were people who understood the issues. You may have not agreed with the conclusions, but at least there was somebody manning the ship that had a captain's license, okay? I'm Bozo the Clown! Oh, there's a big rock! Whoa, he hit a rock! So you see increasingly dumber people. Now, the financial markets realize that. So what happened was computerization and computerized managing allowed huge entities to be born. The problem is that algorithms don't make good decisions. Algorithms don't have instinct. Algorithms don't have flexibility. They can't change. So when we tell the story of our time, it will be the great empire fell because these huge algorithms started making decisions that men should have made. And the algorithm decisions were incredibly stupid. And now you got a situation where, wipeout city on its way. So when you understand that the whole system's out of control. In every industrial revolution, there are adjustments that have to be made to the system, okay? Our problem is that we've gone to artificial intelligence. We have gone to financial service companies that are creating instruments that should never be allowed to create. And we've allowed debt to run wild. Well, why? It was the Keynesian model. It's like, well, just create a lot more money and loan them more. Keep loaning them money. Eventually they'll make money. The problem was it didn't work. In other words, the model was you got a dead broke bank, close the summage down, depositors take a loss, shareholders take a loss. Boo, that's the system. Survival of the fittest, the strongest, the most conservative. Instead of rewarding stupidity. Hell, we don't go to jail. We just trade more, dude. And more. Eventually we got something that makes us money, I hope. So what you've got is this whole financial system that's based on mindless speculation by people who have no dog in the hunt. In other words, they don't lose any money. And who are guaranteed to bail out when they're wrong. So obviously your risk increases because, number one, you don't really swallow the losses, and you get paid an immense amount of money for an immense amount of risk. So now you got a financial system that's $750 trillion in derivatives. You got debt instruments more than we had during the last wipeout. You've got those instruments that represent less collateral, less ability of the borrower to pay, less accounting, less regulation than ever before. And now you've got a recession. The yield curve is flat and inverting. That's typical in a capitalist system. You have these periods where you reset the needle, where you flush out the bad deals, okay? It may not be the system, but it's the system we've got and the system we're living with. So now you're headed down a road where the most important thing, this time is different. See, we got safeguards and wheels and banks and regulation and protect. You don't have any of it. You have no safeguards in the system. The debt's greater than before. The quality of debt is less than the 2005, 6, 7, 8 wipeout. Hey, you want to hear the really good part? The regulators are clueless. And now you're headed to a Fed that's raising rates. Wall Street does not understand that rates are going higher. I mean, let me give you some rate differentials. You're holding effective rates that are skyrocketing. And you've gone from zero rates to 2, 3, 4%. And Wall Street's not adjusting to it. Wall Street is still holding paper based on 0.25% Fed fund rates, based on massive stimulus. Companies can't pay back the debt at the newer rates, and now they're getting ready to reset. Now, you got a stock market that is at an all-time record high. You have got the biggest rally ever recorded. You've got the most overvalued stocks ever. And everyone's going, well, that's fine because it's new age. Really? Yeah, and this time it's different. So we've now moved into a situation where it's not different. The debt levels are crushing. The supervision doesn't exist. The capital reserves are not there. And the little thing called profits don't exist. Profits don't exist. And what happened? Well, Donald Trump came to power, and all the corporations removed their capital. Remember, Janet Yellen announced that the days of a stock market collapse and financial crisis are over, so therefore banks did not need increased capital. And then she also announced that we can't have a wipeout, and therefore the banks can take back their money. So the extra money in the system, the extra capital, was removed. Since there's no risk in the system, the thinking goes there was no risk capital needed, and they have an algorithm and a mathematician with a doctoral study that proves that. Then to make matters worse, Donald Trump goes, we got all this money sitting overseas, and we're going to have the corporations bring it back. They're not going to pay taxes on it. And they're going to get that money, and they're going to put in new factories, shiny new factories. Ford Motor Company said, we bought back a lot of money, but we ain't building another freaking factory in America. Shit, we're manufacturing in China. We don't care what we do. These Apple Computer goes, we can't afford to manufacture in the United States. So all of a sudden, this theory based on stupidity from a simplistic man, I would say retard is appropriate, proved to be false. So now what you did, remember, Fed's pulling back money, capital's leaving the system, no more stimulus. Corporations have borrowed vast amounts of money that need to be refinanced at the lowest rates ever, the rates going higher, and now you got no money in the system. Because what money corporations had and banks had, they said, you don't need that capital requirement, and money that they had locked up because they had to pay taxes on it, they didn't get to pay taxes on it. They got $1.5 trillion of a bonus. They didn't build any new jobs. They didn't build new factories. They paid it to corporate insiders, and that's why the billionaires are billionaires and bigger billionaires making bigger money. So you have got the perfect storm for a wipeout. Fed raising rates, dropping us into recession with a yield curve that's flip-flopping and going negative. You've got a stock market that's the biggest bubble ever created, everyone admits it, with no earnings, no profits, despite the bullshit. You got a tax break bonanza for billionaires that made a few quarters look great in the United States as the money filtered through on its way to their offshore tax havens and their pay-myself bonuses and dividends and get the hell out of Dodge. Biggest rate of corporate insiders selling shares of the company's stocks ever. So in other words, basically Donald Trump gave the money. They got the money. They paid back. They bought back shares of stock. They paid bonuses, and they paid dividends in record amounts, all those record amounts. And basically what they did was the corporate big guys are cashing in. They're getting out. Why? They know. They know. So who's left? Well, the baby boomers sitting there, hey, oh, man, I got medical marijuana today. I'm feeling really good. Yeah, I think I had epilepsy, epilepsy, and I don't have it no more, dude. No, I feel fine. So what you've done is you basically you're inoculating the masses with drugs so they don't know what's going on. And you're taking their money. Because who owns all this debt? You remember all this shit class D debt? It's right. It's triple B, which is right above default. The amount of triple B debt, which is the lowest investment grade, is record numbers. And now all of a sudden it's like, who owns that? Why? The baby boomers. Why? Well, because they got that, they got that private eye guy going, I looked into this very deeply, and a reverse mortgage is a wonderful thing. Talk about paying the leg breakers to come in there and bust your shit up and throw you out. That's so stupid, it's unbelievable. Yeah. That's like the guy that had the whole life policy bought for by his son. His son get tired of paying the premium. Father had died under mysterious circumstances. I'll tell you a story. Springfield, Missouri. There was an old-time doctor, okay? And he just kept living and living and living. And his hoodlum son kept buying his life insurance policies on the father for a lot of money. And the father keeps surviving. And his hoodlum kid, dreams about the money. So let me tell you a story. So as I understand it from the rumor mill, the father died under mysterious circumstances, and the hoodlum kid got the money. Now that he got the money, was ill-gotten gains, he made a deal with drug dealers somewhere in the South. And he was going to give a bunch of money. They were going to give him a bunch of drugs. He was going to make a bunch of money. So he went down there to do the drug deal. It was a scam. They scammed him. He lost his money. And since he was on parole, he wasn't supposed to be traveling outside the state. And the drug dealers called the police, and the police arrested him, and he went back to jail. Now, you buying a reverse mortgage is like paying your hoodlum son, and drug dealers to bet on you not being able to stay in the house very long and to get you the hell out of it. So you want to bet against yourself? That is not smart. It's a really nasty world out there. So the story is that the shadow banking system has more bad debt than ever before, more debt that can never, ever pay back, and the financial system is about to wipe out like you've never seen. So you have been warned, and on this anniversary of almost losing the financial system, I'm telling you that. By the way, I was wrong. I predicted that event. As you know, I traded that event. I made many, many people with $10,000 accounts vastly wealthy, many, many millionaires, and thank you for your cards and letters, and I want to do it again. And again, it's another financial wipeout. Nobody sees another bubble. Stock market has come crashing down. And this time, we will lose the financial system as we know it. And what replaces it will be something, to say the least, very ugly. So you have been warned. And your Fidelity, BlackRock, Blackstock, Backstack, Vanguard, all tell you how great it is. And it's not. What they're not telling you is the credit quality of all their instruments are shit. It's the lowest credit quality ever. It's the most amount of debt that has to be refinanced ever. And we're in a recession, and rates are going higher. They can't afford to refinance at the almost free rates. Now the rates are going significantly higher. They have no chance. So you have been warned. You now know what's going on. The shadow banking system's hiding massive losses in the system, and it's your money, and it's gone. And they've wiped you out, and they're proud to do it.